Well, hello there. Welcome in to this very first benevolent, or well, geez, can I not talk today? Benevolent Talks. So, alright, this is obviously a first episode, and I just kind of want to let you guys know this is going to be something I'm going to do probably every other week. So, to offset my vocal cover videos, I will do one of these every other week. So we're gonna do one this week, and then we're gonna do my vocal cover next week. So it's just gonna be a back and forth thing. These will all be on my YouTube, so I'm going to do just kind of this little intro to explain what it is that I'm going to be doing. If you guys want to tune in, just go check out the YouTube. It's in the link below, and we can have ourselves a chat. So go ahead and tune on in. So for the rest of you guys who decided to click on over here and come have a look, see what I'm going to chat about. So basically, I'm going to have my voice altered so that you guys can't really know exactly who I am, or it's all in the anonymity of things, right? So I want to first explain why I'm anonymous and will always remain anonymous. So at least to the best of my abilities, because I know how the world works. So, but regardless of the fact, so the thing of what is important to me when it comes to being anonymous is a multitude of factors. So first and foremost, this isn't in any order of like biggest reason as to why or not. It's just why. So I crave and need the anonymity because for me it is about privacy, and for me the fame aspect, I don't care for it. It's not why I'm doing this. I don't want to be in the limelight when it comes to being the person behind the mask. That's not that's not what I want in my personal life. I don't need to be bombarded by people when I go out. If I ever go out, I'm a little bit of a shut-in, so I probably won't go out very often anyway. But when I want to go places, I would like to be able to enjoy my time without being bombarded by so many people. But apart from that, like I said, this is not a famous thing for me. For me, it's about just letting the art speak for itself. That to me is what is most important. And too often in our world, and there's nothing wrong with it. I don't think there's anything wanting the attention or wanting the limelight. If that's the type of person that you are, by all means, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But what I have a hard time with is it being so much to the point oftentimes that it feels like that's all that it's about. We don't let the art speak for itself, and it's not about the person. And I understand that when it comes to acting or things, you kind of have to have your face out there for. You don't get a choice, right? I, thankfully, being in music, I get that choice. And if at any point I do acting, it's hard to say how I would go about that. It's something I've batted around, but this is mostly what I'm here for. I'm in for my music, my art. Holop Pet, as I will explain in due time. It's a very important AI integrated project. understand that when it comes to AI, we need to embrace it with open arms as we would a child. And the reason why is because it's here. It's not going to go away. If anything, it's just going to get more intense. And it's about the way that we regulate it. If we sit here and we just expect that everything's going to be fine, and we leave it unchecked, then it can spiral 100%. And it's so important to recognize what it's here to do. I truthfully believe it's here to help remove the menial and shift our perspective of what humanity is meant to be. And I think that as humanity sits currently, we are in a broken system completely. I don't want to give away 100% details as to how I would change those things or how I would help, but it's through my projects, my art, and everything else I want to do that can assist us to I don't ever script these things. This is always just going to be an off the rip thing. So I understand that at first here this is going to be a little bit weird, but I'm just going for it, okay? So the problem with us being in a broken system is that there's not enough people who look out for the greater good. We can never be perfect, and I think that that's beautiful in itself. We learn from our mistakes and we grow from them. That is what humanity is truthfully about. But at this current juncture in our timeline, we are beyond broken, beyond divided. We are in pain, and I am along with you in that. And part of my journey and part of who and what I will become is to explain how we can shift that tide. Through my art and my projects and everything that I am going to do, it will shape the fabric of what we know currently. Through my HoloPet project, as time progresses, I will give you guys a further look into what that looks like. Understand that what it is an AI integrated project that blends security in real time through a physical device. It is hard to describe, and that's why I can't fully talk about it to you guys, because it's something that we have not seen. It's something that's not being discussed. It's different. But through it and through my art, we will find better ways to make this world more survivable and more equal. I foresee a day where we get to come home and everything is taken care of for us. I think, and along with most of the world, right? And this is whatever first world problems, but it can come into other parts of the world and be able to take care of them as well if they so choose. But I see a world where AI takes care of the menial, where we get to come home, we get to do what it is that we love and work towards what we want to work toward. An ideal life would be where you could wake up and be put into a life where you're given the option to chase after your dreams, instead of feeling like we have to be baked into a societal norm that we feel is like required of us so often. And we have to bend to the whip. We're not given an option. We have to bend to the whip until we can get to a point where we can be successful. That has been the story forever. And I want to change that. I want to change that. Corporate elitism has taken full advantage of everybody at the bottom. We just went through one of the most intense crises in COVID, and it proved how absolutely economically unbalanced the US is. The world goes in tow with the US when it comes to things like COVID, okay? So when everything happened, we got all that money from stimulus, and with that influx, companies rose their prices while we continue to get paid low wages. And I don't care who you are, for the most part right now, unless you have a college degree, in which case most people don't really go to college anymore because it's such a scam. You're paying money for forever, and not everybody gets the option for scholarships. And it's an unfair system, so people sometimes have to pay every dime. And I'm not saying that that's 100% true, don't call me on statistic, but the difference is that it's built in an unfair system that constantly fights against us and puts us down and keeps us in debt, where we can't really live freely until we're at the end of our lives. And I think that is so fucked up. We get taken advantage of every which way and around that you can shake it, man. Life is hard. There's nothing never not hard about life, but the difference is how it can be changed. How can that be changed? How can all of that just be fixed, right? How do we fix all of that? Well, I'll tell you, I've got a pretty good solution, but I can't, just give my hand out. So basically, through supporting me with purchasing my art, or being able to watch my videos, or if you guys want to donate, I have my Ko-fi. Understand that I am along with the rest of you in the working class that is tired and feels underpaid for their value and their worth. Not just through the job that you're working, but feeling like you have to work the job that you're working because it feels like the only way that you're going to be happy is if you make enough money to get by for the rest of your life until you're at the end and you've got your pension that you hope doesn't go away, right? Everything's a gamble oftentimes, and some people are set up for success and not everybody is, and that's why it's a broken system, man. And I'm not trying to be this trippy dippy hippie motherfucker, but understand that there is so many things wrong that nobody's trying to figure out what's right. And everybody in position of power is at the top fucking with us, where they're fucking puppets on a goddamn string, and all of them are fucking with you and me, and we're tired of that shit, man. We've been doing it for too fucking long, and allowing me to help be at the top, help me to get to the top anyway, will put me in a place where I can end it. And I can help to change and foster a future where we get to do what we want to do, because that is the new requirement. The new requirement is for you to live your dreams, for you to love each other, to not take advantage of each other, to understand that we are brothers and sisters, we are one and the same. We are one being in constant motion, never ending, always, forever. It will never end. So why do we sit here and divide each other when it's just the light inside of us creating the difference? And it doesn't matter if you believe in God. It doesn't matter if you believe in a being. It doesn't matter what you believe in. It doesn't matter. The difference is it all looks different to us. But understand that there is something. And that something, when I really look at it, is we are in a constant circle. And if you think about the most common theme in our world, and just about everything, what is the most common shape that you see? A circle. Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? Huh. I wonder why that is. Could it be coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that it is absolutely obvious to me. When you really look at it, we are God, experiencing ourselves over and over and over and over again until it repeats again. Things don't happen over and over and over again for no reason. They happen because we're in a circle, we're in a cycle. If it happened once, it can happen again. It happens constantly. But regardless of that truth that I feel, it is up to you, the viewer, the listener, to come to your own conclusion and experience life the way that you want to experience. Just because that is the conclusion that I came to doesn't mean that that's the conclusion that you're going to come to. But there exists something. This is a simulation. And what you should do in any life, it doesn't matter what it is, you should try. Always try. Always try to be something better than what anybody has ever told you in your entire life. Okay? You're important. You mean something. And you weren't put here for absolutely no reason. Okay? You were put here to learn lessons, to become a greater, crafted soul, to be someone better than what you were prior, to inspire, to love, to cherish, to enjoy your life. If something happens to you, it is because it was meant to be. You were called home, and that's what happens. And it's okay to be afraid of death, because it is true, we're not going to remember this life, There are some who get lucky enough to be able to remember those types of things. It's like a glitch in the Matrix. But you cannot expect that. You cannot expect that you're going to wake up next time you're alive and you just remember everything. It's not going to happen. So what you need to do is you need to live your life to the best of your ability and chase your dreams. While I may not be there yet myself, I want to inspire you all to chase your dreams. I will not stop until I am there. I, in my life, have never seen me being anything other than an inspiration to help, to be better, to love, to care, to cherish everything that I can be, to be a positive influence in this life. That is my mission. And my mission is to help change the format of our existence and shape us into a better world. I care so much. Listen and understand, though, real quick. I am an introvert. I, on a personal level, have a difficult time with people. And this is just me being vulnerable, right? Okay? It's hard for me to interact. And it's also another part of the anonymity. Because I am socially awkward. It's really difficult for me to talk with people because I'm bad about being able to relate to people. In my current job, it requires me to talk with people, but that's fine. You know, it is what it is. I do a good job there. But regardless of that fact, I don't like to be fake, and that's kind of who I have to be when it comes to doing the normal job. Is I have to be fake and disingenuous, and that's what's so shitty about this world, is it's bent us to the knee so hard that we are required to be someone who we're not. And that doesn't mean that, like, you're a shitty person for not wanting to do the super professional bullshit. It just means that it's not who you are. You're not that kind of person. Like, you can do it, but it's not your thing. Like, there just exists a job that you're good at, but that's all it is to you. Otherwise, you're just trying to survive so you can go home and fuck off and relax and just be who you really want to be. We're in this maze, and it doesn't feel like there's ever an end to it. And especially now, like, with how tight money is, with how it feels like we're just constantly trapped between, if something happens to you here, you're not taken care of properly, this insurance company is going to fucking take advantage of you because this one thing was just improper, even though it was this person's fault, or it was an inconvenience to you, where maybe you got hurt and you went to the hospital and now you have a $20,000 bill you have to fucking pay. How are you going to fucking pay that within the time frame before you start getting sent to collections? And it's just like, it's a never-ending circle of fuck you. And it's so frustrating. Like, I'm done with it. And I'm gonna fight, man. I'm gonna fight until my dying breath to change it. I don't want to be selfish and get to the top and just do nothing with it. I want to get to the top. I want to help people, and I want to motivate and push everybody into a better life. That is what I want. I'm going to end this here, and I will see you guys in the next one. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This was probably a little longer than I anticipated, but that's part of my rambling. So, but it has purpose and point, and I apologize if not everybody understood or understands what I'm talking about. And it's not to try to label me, and this is not a cocky thing. It's just I feel as though I am a true visionary, and I am here to provide this world with something more intentional than just music or just my art. I want to provide a world-changing experience for everybody. Whether you come and see me in person when it comes to my music, whether you get to watch my videos and see me grow, whether you get to see what I create, doesn't matter whatever facet you see me in. I will give my 110% every single time, and I will show and prove to you all that what I speak is not from a point of selfishness, but from a point of love and care, where I want to push you all to be the best versions of yourself. And I know and I understand that you may not be able to ever really talk with me directly, but I want you to know that even aside from that I love you so much that it hurts. It physically kills me how much I love each and every one of you. And that I do have to stay anonymous in order for me to be able to make these things come true. Because so many people will try to take it away. It's a large burden. But I am strong enough and I am a leader, and I will show you all that I am here for you. I'm here for all of you. You all mean the world to me, whether it's now at a few thousand subscribers, or people following me, or it's 10 years down the road and I have the whole world behind me. It doesn't matter. You're watching, and I am here for you. Thank you.